Worcester legend. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, we're doing it, man.
And actually, I was like, how do I even know Tom? Do we even know
Oh,
each other?
we go way. We don't we go way back?
Yeah, but I don't know
Like
from where.
I don't either. Parties, I think. Lewis, right? Isn't he your buddy?
Yeah, Louis Lou. Okay, so it goes
Yeah.
back. I'm staying on brand because it's way over 20 years.
Oh yeah, way over 20 years. Yeah,
I was just
yeah, like high school.
assuming. Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, that's what the show's about. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
felt like I might have known you later too because Facebook, Instagram, you just see people who post like yourself and do,
yeah.
comedy video. So you're like, oh, I kind of know this person, but I really don't because it's been a long time. So thanks for reconnecting.
I feel, yeah, dude. I feel the same thing. I saw your podcast stuff, and I was like, I definitely know this dude, but I think it was like high school parties, like high school college parties on like Vernon Hill, right?
Yeah, maybe you even came to me in Lewis's apartment at some point.
Were you guys right on Vernon Hill?
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure did. Yeah, I was at your apartment for sure.
nice. So,
Because I was friends with like Tara Hannon and like Vicky Hodgerney and like that whole crew.
yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, that. Oh,
Yeah.
did you go to Fit and Field with us to Hootie and the Blowfish by any chance?
I did. I was with that group. I was with the Hootie crew. I don't know if I was with you guys though. I was there and I bumped into them. So you must have been with them. Yeah.
Man, all I remember from that night is Dragonberry. I don't even know what the brand of vodka it is. Remember they were like coming out with
Probably
like
Barnett's or something.
some type of fruity vodka and Gatorade and just like
Yeah.
at a Hootie and the Blowfish concert with like families around at like 4 p.m. Pretty hammered, but Hootie rocks, so I was all
that,
in.
that was how we lived, man.
I'm not scared to share this story, but like that night we were driving to the concert and we were doing like I did a shot before we walked in because we were in the parking lot. And you know when you hit
Yeah.
a shot too and it goes down the wrong pipe and you like gotta like cough. Well, I thought the
Yeah.
window was down, so I did the rip the shot and I went and it just like splashed all over the window and I was like, who rolled the window up? As I was like choking.
Yeah, that tracks.
So fill me in on the 30-year gap here. You graduated high school. Were you
Oh
doing
man.
comedy in film at that time,
No.
or you developed this later?
No. Yeah, so
Cheers.
I played I played football and lacrosse at St. Peter's. Oh yeah, there we go. Cheers. And then went to Worcester State. I played football at Worcester State. Um, after after college is when I started acting. So I went down to New York for a couple of years. I joined the Screen Actors Guild in 2006. So while I was still in college, but yeah, joined the Screen Actors Guild in 2006. Got into a couple movies, had some like cool experiences and roles in those movies, and then around COVID-ish time, I started making my own projects and doing my own stuff. But yeah, and I've been doing comedy kind of all the way through college since I was probably like 18 or 19. I've been doing stand up, and I've done stand up everywhere, man, for a long time. I kind of stopped doing that over the past couple of years, but yeah, dude, I've been all over the place doing stuff.
So right when it got super popular online, you're like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. No, you know what it was, man? I had kids, and having kids makes really succeeding in stand up tough because you got to be traveling around and never really home at night. And then when COVID hit, like you had to do all those like Zoom comedy shows, and those sucked. And like I just it just was like a multitude of things. I'll still do it if it's like a benefit or a good cause, or if like a bunch of good people are on a show and they want me to go on, I'll do it. But I've like kind of stopped pursuing it as like a full-time type thing, you know.
Yeah. So you were doing it full time at one point.
I mean, I was doing it a lot. I was doing it every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, kind of all over the place. I wouldn't say I was doing that just that, but I was doing it pretty aggressively for a while. Yeah.
So at what point when you graduated high school and you're in college were you like, I'm gonna give a comedy a shot? Like how were you coming up with the jokes? Or was it like at parties and you said, I'm gonna take it to the next level?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like that's always been kind of my role in the group is like I've always been a wise guy. Like I've been a wise ass my whole life, but I think that like what my first show actually this is funny. So I was a stagehand at the DCU Center when I turned 18. I started stagehanding and I'd always carry a notebook and like write funny pre iPhone. You know, I had a notebook in my pocket, and I'd always write down like funny ideas and thoughts. And this other stagehand, this guy Robert Williams, was like, "Dude, you're always talking about comedy, blah blah blah." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got you a show Friday night at Vincent's," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you're opening for like this blues guitarist." He's like, "You got to do like 15 minutes of stand up," and I was like, "Dude, I don't have anything." He's like, "Well, you got a whole notebook, so figure it out." And so I did that show, and was horrible. Like I was terrible. Like didn't know what I was doing. But from that, uh, I think that the guys from the Flock of Assholes kind of heard about me, and so then they asked me to come down to the Lucky Dog. So I guess I did good enough to get another show. So I did like 15 minutes at the Lucky Dog, and then I started opening for the Flock of Assholes, doing stand up. So I do that once in a while, and just kind of kept trying to like get better every time and progressed on the how you were doing. And from there, I think my real like actual first comedy show was at Frank Foley's Comedy Safari when it was behind the DCU Center in the Fifth Amendment. You remember Fifth Amendment?
Yep.
And I did like a showcase there, and I did pretty well. And I actually met who became a longtime friend of mine and sort of writing partner. This guy Orlando Baxter, who's another Worcester comedian. And he was like, "Hey, dude, like you're pretty funny, but like you're kind of like unpolished, and here's how you kind of like shape stuff." And he really helped me. And yeah, then it kind of just went from there. And you fall in with a group of guys, and you just start doing it. And before you know it, you're getting up there a lot. You know.
Crazy. How does a set work? Do you have like your
Yeah.
basic set and then do you try to work in something new in between the what you're trying like if
Yeah.
you do Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, for me now it's different, right? When I started, I was very like formulaic with like, here's my opening joke. I'm gonna do these three things, then I'm gonna do this thing, and then I hopefully get like a big laugh at the end. And I was only doing sets of like 5, 10 minutes here and there. Then I started this guy. His name was Mike Cronin out of Rhode Island. He had a thing called Meatball Comedy Stop, and they did some shows in Worcester too. And he started having me feature for him. So that's like 30 minutes, and I wasn't ready for it. But again, I kind of like got thrown into it. So I started featuring, and I had to be like I had like paper up there with me because I couldn't remember what I was doing. And he came up to me one time and he's like, "Dude, you got to just like relax and like know that you got it," and like kind of help me break through with what I do. But when I started headlining and doing like the 30 minutes to an hour plus or whatever, I became much more fluid. Like where I'm at now, I have stuff that I know works. I just get up there and I just fucking, I just have fun, man. So like I get up there and I do some shit, and if it's going good, I stick with it. If not, I kind of pivot to another thing and play with the crowd, get people laughing. And so like it's much different now than it was before. Before it was like very formulaic. Like I have to tell this joke at this time, and then I'm going to be 5 minutes in, and then this joke I'll be 12 minutes in, and then they'll give me the light and I'll be done. Now it's like you know the past say 8 years, 10 years, I got up there. I was just getting up there and having fun and just doing whatever made me feel good.
Yeah, it seems like comedy would make you feel good if you could get up there and actually do even just land one.
Yeah, oh, for sure. It makes you, dude. Comedy's like the best and worst thing of all time, right? Because you have nights where you kill and you're like, I'm the funniest fucking person alive. Like everybody loves me, and then you have nights where you get up there and nothing works, and you're like, what is going on? I gave these guys everything I had, and nobody thought I was funny at all. And then like a lot of times too, like you're not doing it in your backyard. Like you're gonna drive home from like Rhode Island or New York or Maine, and you're driving home for like 2 hours, going like, "What am I doing? Am I horrible? Like, do I suck? And like, it's one of those things where you just gotta know yourself well enough and like be comfortable enough with yourself where you go like, it just didn't work tonight, but like I'm gonna get back up there tomorrow night and it will work, you know. And you just gotta know that, or else it'll eat you alive. It's brutal, dude.
Yeah, I can imagine like what would work in Worcester probably wouldn't work in Bangor, Maine.
Yeah, and like so Orlando had a funny thing, right? He did the Edinburgh Fringe Fest in Scotland, and he had a bit that like killed always, but it was about the trunk of a car, and he was doing it in England, I'm in Scotland, and nobody was laughing, and he didn't understand why. And finally, someone come up to him, and they're like, "We don't know what a trunk is." They're like, "What's a trunk?" And they all call it a boot over there. So he's like, "Oh," and then he started changing the joke to like adapt to over there, and then it started working again. And so like, yeah, like Worcester funny. Worcester's easy because like we both grew up here. We can I can do an hour plus on Worcester just off the top of my head, just making fun of Worcester, and you'll get a ton of laughs, right? Like you go up to Lewiston, Maine, or Bangor, Maine, and it's like they don't know Worcester, so now you got to figure out like what's funny about the room you're in, what's funny about the people, how do you adapt. Like a lot of my stuff is real stories, like you were talking about, driving to the hootie and spitting on the window. Like a lot of my stuff is stuff that I've really done or really happened to me, but it's like how do I make Worcester State funny in Bangor, Maine when they don't know what Worcester State is? So you got to explain it a little bit more in the setup, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is pre AI, so you can't even like research too much beforehand.
No, you just got to show up. And like a lot of what I did was like observational about the room I'm in. I usually make fun of myself a little bit at first so that they understand that like I'm not a complete dick, because I do go in a lot on like other stuff too. But yeah, you got to show up in the room and look around. And like I remember I did a show way up in Maine that was in like a rod and gun club, and I was like surrounded by dead, like giant dead animals, and I was like, and I just walked up there and started making fun of that. You know what I mean? Like, or saying like, I don't want to say too much to you guys. You're all got fucking guns on you, so like, I better not pick on you too much. And then they all kind of laugh at that. But like, yeah, it's a lot of just like on the fly. What can you find that's funny that relates to them, that gets them to relate to you? Then you can kind of go to your standard material, but because they already go like, oh, this guy gets us. You know what I mean?
Interesting. How does
Yeah.
filmmaking or making videos work into that? Was it like an offshoot of comedy where YouTube started getting popular and you're like, oh, we should put videos out?
I mean, no, I think it's almost opposite. Like I always wanted to be like a filmmaker, an actor, uh, more of a serious person. I'm just not. Like I'm just that's just not who I am. It's who I would like to be. Um, so I started in 2006. I started with the goal kind of being to be a serious kind of like dramatic actor, and I got some parts, but like I was filling in the meantime with comedy. And when I started making my own stuff, uh I started with a TV pilot called Hollywood. I'm rocking the show. I got to get you one of these. I'll send you one.
Please.
But I started with a TV pilot called Hollywood, which was a comedy with Orlando. We kind of I wrote the thing, and then I brought him in, and we kind of co-wrote the pilot together off the idea that I had. Um, and then I was like, let's make this, And it was a dark comedy, and it did pretty well in the festival circuit. And from that, it kind of just started, moving forward. Once you kind of have a thing that has a festival run and does pretty well, it's kind of like, well, what's your next project? And you're like, shit, I better come up with something something next.
Is that what you were putting your stuff in festivals, or is that how it goes? Like you have to
Yeah.
sign up for
So
them and they could get screened in front of a good audience?
yeah, yeah. So the festival thing, I've done that now with like four films that I've directed. You submit to festivals, and hopefully you get accepted to a few of them, and it screens and they have awards. And a lot of these awards behind me are from different festivals that I've won on different projects. um, but yeah, and then it's almost like comedy or wrestling or whatever. You start in a circuit, you hopefully work your way up to like bigger festivals and more prestigious festivals, and hopefully start getting accepted and then winning awards, and moving your way up. And yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past 6 or 7 years now.
It's- That's awesome. What else you got going
Yeah,
on?
it's
Any
it's it's interesting,
golfing, or what inspires you to do the films? What, like, you
man.
boxing?
Yeah, I read. Yeah, so I did Thai kickboxing for a bunch of years in Worcester. I boxed for a long time. That those have always been two passions of mine. I love that stuff. That's not really stuff that I write about, but it is something that I do to stay physically fit and competitive and centered, right? Um, but I read a ton, Rich. So like I try to read 50 books a year. I don't always get there, but a lot of my inspiration comes from reading, comes from watching movies. Like I'm a big cinephile. I love watching film. I love watching old movies. I love seeing new stuff. So my inspiration comes from the world around me, literature, art. I can get inspired by music. I listen to a ton of music when I write all the time to help me get through it. So I get inspired by that. I do golf too. Like I suck. I suck. That's not something that I would brag about on a podcast, but I golf once in a while. And then just being a dad, I think takes up a lot of my free time too. I have two small girls that I try to do as much as I can to teach them, not only like kid stuff, but teach them the entrepreneurial mindset of like, hey, it's important to go after what you want and not get boxed into the day-to-day bullshit that a lot of people do because you're going to end up undervalued and depressed, and I think we've all been there. And it's not a place that I aspire to stay at.
As most creatives, they probably are told throughout their whole uh, career as a student not to doodle, not to drift, not to, bring your mind
Dude,
elsewhere. Stay focused on the math, and you're just like antsy.
100%. You're told that you're not a good student, you're not smart, whatever it is. Like, don't listen to that. Like that, like emphatically don't listen to that. I say this a lot in podcasts. Like I've been told for so many years that like you're stupid. You don't understand math or science, and it's not that I don't understand that, but what I was doing was I was writing like a 130-page novel about Vietnam when I was in math class. Like that's what I was doing. I was writing nonstop. I had stories about bands, stories about wars. Like that's what I did. And dude, this is a good story that I wrote in an article uh, for an interview, but I've never told it. So when I was in first grade, I went to Our Lady of the Angels, right, in Webster Square, Catholic school, and we had an assignment in first grade to draw God, right? And everybody in my class drew God. They drew like a wizard or like a guy with a big beard and a staff, and I drew a red box and like colored in the red box in first grade, right? And teacher got all the assignments and held mine up in front of the room and called me up to the front of the class to like make fun of me. And she was like, "What was the assignment, Tom?" And I was like, "Well, you said to draw God." And she's like, "Yeah, you drew a red square." And I said, "Yeah, that's what I think God looks like." And she was like, "This isn't what God looks like." And I was like, "How do you know?" And I got called down to the principal's office. My parents had to come into school because I was being like a insubordinate wise ass. And it's like I wasn't even trying to, but like I still fucking hope when she dies, God's a red box. But it's like that should be something that's appreciated about kids. Is like I think we take all their creativity out of them at a young age, where it's like that's stupid. Don't do that. You're thinking dumb, and then like you make them into a factory worker, right? Like it's like everyone has to think the same way, do the same thing, draw the same picture. And dude, I think that's so bad for society. I think it's so bad for kids' psyches to do that to them. Like it's just I don't know, man. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, and that's stuck with you for the rest of your life because you're like
It
that.
still bothers me. It still bothers me.
Yeah, because you were making an innocent claim, and all of a sudden you're labeled as a defiant asshole.
Yeah, 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 and it's like for being artistic or for thinking differently. Like, I hope my kids are always the ones drawing the red box, and I hope I get called to the principal's office and I'll still fucking tell them off. You know what I mean?
We could definitely get into that. My mom has had many visits because I went to Catholic school too. Uh,
Yeah,
I had a third grade teacher, Sister Dulcissima, rest in peace. I thought she was old when I was in third grade, but apparently she was only like 70 and she lived to be like 110 because she recently passed. And I
yeah.
was like, I thought, what? She was still alive. I was like,
Isn't
but
that
she was,
crazy?
Yeah, and she was a tough third grade teacher. Like I was in the
Yeah.
hot seat all the time and principal's office a lot. Like I was writing my name on the brick wall with a piece of like rock, like chalk, and I was gonna write Rich,
Yeah.
and I had the P of the R done. And of course, the principal was right
Yeah.
behind me. She grabbed my hand, brought me to the office, called my mom in from work, and was like, "The punishment must fit the crime." And she's like, "Oh my God, what did he do? He was gonna write a swear word." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "I was writing my name." And she was like, "He was gonna write a swear word. It was a P." And I was like, "Well, that's like the start of an R." I didn't even know a swear word in
It's
sixth
like,
grade, you know?
yeah, have you ever seen a capital R? Yeah. Um, I just think that like we're the people that do that stuff, right? The ones that are in class looking out the window, dreaming of like a different land, or like those are the innovators, right? Those are the free thinkers. Those are the ones that make stuff and create and change. And when you take that away from people, it's man, it's not good.
My fourth grade teacher would call me Doodle Boy, like in front of everybody. I was kind of embarrassed about it because everything had doodles in
Yeah,
it. But I was
yeah,
doodling
because you're
because,
thinking.
yeah, I was just like trying not to think about what she was probably saying. And I was like, I'm going to doodle away. So
100%. You're creating. You're making art, right? And like, dude, I don't know. I encourage it. I love it. I love when my daughters are like, "Oh, check out this thing I made." I'm like, "That's the coolest." My oldest daughter, when she was in kindergarten, their final project, they all had to do like what they want to be when they grow up. And the thing that made me the most proud is she said, "I want to be an entrepreneur like my parents." I was like, "Yo, that's super cool." And she just had a project that she had to do where they had to do like a biography and like dress up like somebody. She's in second grade now, and a bunch of people did like these like standard people like John Glenn and whatever. And she did Grace O'Malley, the female Irish pirate. I was like, let's go. Like, I love that. And she was like, the teacher kept taking pictures of me and like laughing. I was like, yeah, it's because you're fucking cool. I was like, that's because you're cool.
yeah, that reminds me of a book report I did on Captain Cook. Was he a pirate?
See what I mean? Yeah,
I
of
don't. I don't
course. Yeah.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah. It was like a privateer. Yeah.
kids are interesting now. It's amazing because they have a lot of information and they're so smart.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to see. Yeah, what my when my kids come up with stuff, I'm just like scratching my head, thinking like, how did you even think of that? But maybe it's
Where'd you
always
get
been
that?
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure our parents or
Probably. I
older
think my
siblings were
parents were
like,
scratching their head a lot.
oh yeah, for sure.
I know. I know. My parents were scratching their head a lot at stuff that I was coming up with. I saw a meme the other day that I think you'd appreciate. It was like, my kid said to me, "You couldn't write a book report without using ChatGPT," and I said, "I used to write a book report without reading the book."
Oh yeah. And we had the freedom to like go explore and get bored. So the stuff we would come up with is pretty wild.
It's wild. Yeah, exactly.
It's like
Even just the
imagine
freedom that we were talking about of like, oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say imagine going to a party now. Like you couldn't even bug out because you could be scared that you're gonna get filmed.
Dude, that's what I was just gonna say. The same thing. I was gonna say like even what we were talking about, like the freedom to just like show up at a random apartment and like chill with people that like we don't really know each other, but we've been at 20 parties together because we just like both pull up to the same place and like start handing beers out to each other and like you know what I mean. Like that's not a. I don't think that's a thing anymore. You know.
Yeah, and parties were always like a catalyst to do something creative the next day. It depends if you had to work or not, but like get up
Yeah.
early, all inspired about because of the party last night, and you're like, oh, we're gonna make some music, we're gonna write some comedy,
A hundred
let's write a
percent.
video, let's be
Yeah.
entrepreneurs and try to figure out how to stop waiting tables, or not that there's
A
anything
hundred
wrong with
percent,
waiting
dude. Like
tables.
yeah. No, but like there's nothing wrong with figuring out how to not do it either.
Yeah, I mean, you do it for a while, and you're like, okay, there's got to be something else to do. Like
Yeah,
I
and like if you're like me, which I think you are, like I get in trouble everywhere I go that's not doing something creative. So I got to figure out I got to figure out my own lane.
My thing is I'm always chasing like an outlet of creativity. So if it's something new I haven't tried yet, for instance, comedy, there's a part of me that's
Yeah,
like it's such a creative expression and it's challenging, but that's kind of the fun of learning how to do something for me anyways. Like sometimes I'll
for sure.
go all in on something, learn how to do it, set it all up, do it for a little bit, and then it's like, all right, what's something else I can learn and chase? Because I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna drop a rap album when I turn 40. I'm gonna. This podcast was kind of a practice in oh, I need to put out more content. What's a way that I can manage this with a family and a
I love it.
job? And then it's like, oh, I should
Yeah,
do
I
a
love it.
podcast. So I was like, oh, now I need to come up with a podcast. Oh, I need to learn how to film it and edit it, you know? But this is a project
100%.
actually that I've kept going because it's like super fun and, you know, you film and you catch up with people. There's nothing like, I love doing it. I feel like I could do it for a long time. Just keep the guests coming if they want to do it.
I think you're good at it, dude. I like it. I like what you do. I like watching it. I think it's poignant. I think you have some super interesting people come on. Um, but yeah, I'm the same way. Do you have ADHD?
I've been diagnosed. I never took my mom wouldn't let me take the medication, but I'm guessing yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because so I get diagnosed as like I get diagnosed as an adult, and I've also never taken the medication. But it just reminds me so much of like what you said is so much how I am. Like my wife Carrie will like come downstairs. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm learning how to do card tricks now." She's like, "Why are you learning how to?" I'm like, "I don't know. I want to do card tricks now." So like, I'll go all in and learn like 50 card tricks, and then I get bored with them once I know how to do them. Then I'm like, "Now I'm gonna play guitar." She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm figuring out how to play guitar." She's like, "Why are you playing guitar now?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just want to play guitar for a little bit." You know, I'm always on to like, what's the next thing. I think like your podcast is my like reading. Like I've kept that up pretty consistently, but like I switch genres all the time. It's like now I'm reading horror books, now I'm reading biographies, now I'm reading poetry. You know what I mean? But I'm always chasing that sort of unique outlet too. And when people ask me a lot of times when I'm doing stuff like this or like an interview, they'll say like, what's your favorite thing? Do you like to write? Do you like to direct? Do you like to act? And it's like, no, I like to create. Like I don't care if it's painting or writing or acting. Like they're all different forms of creating, and that's what I like to do. I don't care if I'm making a podcast or if I'm making a sculpture. You know what I mean? I just like to be always challenging and learning and like figuring out the next sort of outlet of creativity.
Maybe I'm a psycho, but it's like the worse I am at something, the kind of more I enjoy it. It's like a weird
For sure.
I'm like, why do I
Yeah,
love
for
this so
sure.
much? I'm
And then
so
when I
bad
get
at
good
it.
at it, dude, and then when I get good at it, I usually quit and start something else. Like I'll get really good at card tricks, and I'm like, I don't want to do card tricks anymore.
Do you ever get like nostalgia with like and read old books that you've read a long time ago or watch like
I
movies and repeat because it brings you back to certain time in your life?
so I do and I don't with books. I like to reread like classics a lot. So like I've read like Don Quixote like 15 times because like I love that book. I'm more so with movies. I have like sentimental connections to movies because I think it's like what I was an only child and like we had one TV and we could only watch like what my dad had on. Um, but when he
Matlock
didn't, I would watch.
in the heat of the night. Sorry, I'm
My dad
cutting
was
you
like
off.
a dude. That's my grandmother. My dad was like a savage. He watched like Platoon and like Apocalypse Now and like so I was like I joke around. I was only like second grader that was like worried about like Scud missiles from Saddam Hussein. Like I was like, we're gonna get scudded by the Kurds. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like watching CNN all day.
Pulp
But
Fiction.
uh Pulp Fiction, like yeah. I watched Top Gun when I was like 3. I have pictures of me like dressed like Top Gun Maverick when I was literally like 2 or 3 years old. There's no way I should have watched that, but that's something that I've watched. I can do the entire movie. If you're like do Top Gun starting now, I could just do Top Gun and like that Tombstone, those type of movies, man. Like when those are on, I have to watch them. Like I can't not watch them. Um, so yeah, I'm more sentimental with movies. I feel like I feel like I really from a young age I really like identified and connected myself to actors and movies and roles.
For me, it's the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like have to watch it
Oh,
yearly.
so good, so good. My daughters get mad at me because every sequel to everything I call Secret of the Ooze, and they're like, "It's not Secret of the Ooze." They get pissed at me.
But you don't understand. It's like sucks because it's the sequel, and I do like Secret of the Ooze just because of the nostalgia factor. Like the third one, the worst, but
No, I
it's like not
don't even,
watchable.
yeah, don't even want to, yeah, don't even talk to me about it. I did have those action figures though. I think I had the action figures where they were like samurais or something,
I
right?
did too. They were probably discounted.
Yeah,
Like the third,
yeah,
yeah, the
yeah,
third.
because nobody wanted them.
Yep. Every Christmas, I'm like, why did I get another episode 3 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figurine?
Yeah, it's like a side character. It's like one of the main guys.
My kids still play with Super Shredder because I my mom
Oh
saved like
yeah,
all my like a bag, the Ninja Turtles bag in the back here. My mom saved it. It was full of like McDonald's toys and Ninja Turtles.
yes.
Oh,
So my
and
parents
toys.
recently moved. What else?
No, just toys from my brother's uh
Oh yeah,
childhood too. She's just like saving these toys like Transformers and stuff. But what were you saying?
my parents. Well, no, my parents just moved, and behind me I have like boxes of the same thing. They were like, "Here's all your Ninja Turtles. Here's all your wrestling figures. Here's all your like, dude,
You were like
like
my only
I got like
friends because
Shawn
you
Michaels from the
because you
Rockers. Like
because you were single because you were only child.
those are my yeah those are my only friends, man. Yeah, that in my imagination, you know.
That's what happened. You're like, I gotta invent these worlds.
Dude, literally, like, no joke. I that's why I connected so much with movies too. I would just like immerse myself into I'm fucking Maverick in Top Gun, and like I would think as like a little kid, I would think that other people would think I was Maverick. You know what I mean? Like I put that jacket on, and we'd be like at the bank, and I'd be like, everyone in here thinks I'm a Navy fighter pilot, like for sure. Like fully convinced, like not even joking around. I thought that that's what I would look like, you know?
Do you like historical docs? Like, are you a history buff?
Oh yeah, I love history. Big
Did you
history
see
guy.
the Turning Point, the Vietnam doc on Netflix?
Oh, dude, yeah, so good, so
Oh,
good.
I was
I
like, I want to rewatch it. Actually, it's I watched it when it first came out, and I was like, this is the most beautifully done doc ever. I was like obsessed with it.
dude, it's so good that it like because that was another kind of like micro obsession I had as I was growing up was like the Vietnam War, and that documentary was like so powerful that like I reached out to a couple of guys that I know that were like Vietnam vets, and I had to like talk to them. I was like, can you like was it what was it like? What was your experience like? Like, do you mind telling talking to me about what happened? Like, I needed some sort of like personal connection to it. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
really good.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
bet everyone has a different like they were in a different location. There was different things going on. You
Yeah,
know,
different era, like different parts of the different
the
times. Like
beginning.
I
Yeah,
talked to a guy, yeah, I talked to a guy that he's in one of my films actually. He's in two of my projects, and his name's Tom Brogan, and he's working on a project about his life kind of right now. But he did two tours in Vietnam, and he did one early on, and he said it was like full jungle and like crazy. That then he went back and like I don't know 68 or something, and he said like the entire jungle was burned down. There was like an apocalyptic post-apocalyptic world. There was like no vegetation left, and uh, he said the craziest part, which has stuck with him for his whole life and kind of formed how he's lived the rest of his life, was he went back the second time, and he said he was like mind blown by the orphanages in Vietnam that were full of little American kids, and they had really no home because the mother got rid of them because they looked American and they would get killed or you know isolated from their own people, and then the American dad didn't know that he had a kid, so the kids were kind of just like left. There's like a whole generation of kids that were kind of left with no home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I it does war doesn't make sense to me. Like I get it, kind of,
No.
but I
Yeah.
it just like maybe I'm not
I don't
intellectual
think I do.
enough.
Yeah.
Like it would be good if aliens came and kind of like checked us and then just left. And then maybe we would all be like, "Oh crap, we should probably just work together."
Yeah, like yeah. I think that it's like for me, the craziest thing is like I don't know. I don't know, man. I have a real hard time like not seeing how you can't find commonalities with anybody, right? Hostile, not hostile, different country, different beliefs. Like there's always sort of something like I don't know. I have friends that are of every sort of race and denomination and thought process, and uh, I always seem to find a common interest or thing that I'm like, oh, this dude's actually like a pretty good guy. Like he likes this thing, or you know what I mean?
I
Um,
wonder if like because the
there
information
seems something.
era where you were able to consume information in a different way. Yeah, we weren't like manipulated by people as easily because we could make
Yeah, you can
but
look your stuff up. Yeah,
there was books and publications. Yeah, it's tough to it'd be weird to go back in time.
yeah. What year? When would you go back to?
Definitely not like 1650. Um and not before then. I would think like 18 no, 1901
Oh,
in
okay. So you're
Italy.
going between this. Oh, you would go to Italy, 1901 Italy.
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
Olive oil on the trees, like a Mediterranean climate, like walking, having to tend your garden and then like walk up hills or down hills to go to the ocean. I've never even been to Italy, so
But it sounds nice.
yeah. But if I was like to pick a place to go present day and just like it'd probably be Vietnam.
Like right now.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
Thailand. I mean, I've
Why?
got healthcare scare like I would healthcare obviously is important to like as we get older, so I might be a little
Yeah.
afraid to go to Vietnam. I don't know if like a specialty doctor would be a bit, I'm sure there are, but I know Thailand is set up more for that. But I also
It's actually like yeah.
go, what?
No, I was just gonna say it's actually like really. I think it's like really advanced. Like Thailand, it has like some great medical facilities.
That's why I think it would be the pick with the three kids over Vietnam. But
Yeah.
Vietnam's so affordable and beautiful and the people are so great. It's such a good country.
Yeah. A lot of those a lot of those Asian like Southeast Asian countries now are uh becoming very desirable to like expats that are looking for places to go.
Yeah.
You know, it's like an affordability, like you said, healthcare. There's like whole communities dedicated to like expats that live over there now. It's pretty wild. I know people that vacation there now for those reasons. And we actually have a family friend that lives in Thailand now full time. And I know a bunch of guys through kickboxing that have been there and trained there, and like they have nothing but great stuff to say about the place and the people and the climate and everything, food.
Yeah, I'm the oddball who could I could eat that food every day. Like I could have a soup for breakfast and like spicy food. It's just like
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah,
get sick of it, honestly.
yeah. I love Thai food. I don't know if I could eat soup for breakfast, but I do like it.
That's the Polish in me. I want like borscht for breakfast with like rye bread and butter.
I mean, dude, I'm not too different. I'm Irish. Like we did. It's like we bread and butter and stew or something. I'll be good.
And oh, let's be what's it called? Oh, Guinness too, right?
Sure, why not? I wouldn't say no to it if someone gave it to me.
I'm gonna throw a couple movies out there, some of my favorites, and people kind of
All right.
hit back at me on this one. There Will Be Blood is like one of my top five.
What's the clapback on that?
That it's boring and it's like they don't like it.
It's
I'm like,
not boring. It's phenomenal. Daniel Day Lewis is a top actor of all time on my list. He's top top five actors of all time,
well, I'm
not
like,
without
enjoy
question.
the pace. Like that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's a well done movie. I mean, people that are going to call that boring are people that I don't think like genuinely are like movie people. They might
Could
be
be.
like they might like yeah, dude. That's a wild opinion on my book. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I was having this argument the other day about it, and they're like, I'm like trying to get people to watch it, and they're like, I tried to. It was so boring.
No, it's so well written. It's so well written, so well acted. Man, that's a great movie. Yeah, no pushback from me. I thought you were gonna say something weird that like no pushback from me on that one at all.
I got a weird one that is in my top 10.
Uh,
Surf Ninjas.
okay. I was nostalgia factor.
Yeah, I think so. Because I had it on VHS,
Yeah.
like recorded off of like TV, and it would just be on repeat
Who
all the
didn't have
time.
stuff like that? Yeah, Surf Ninja's a good one. Uh, Sadly, I probably like Three Ninjas better, but I don't wanna wreck your theme.
Yeah, I mean it. I'm not even gonna get into it. People are like, "What's Surf Ninjas?"
No, Surf Ninjas. No one that is our age doesn't know Surf Ninjas, do they?
I don't know. I feel like it's not as a known title. I think if you had Game Gear, you knew what it was because he plays the Game Gear in it and
He
controls the
does.
narrative with it.
Crushes Game Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, crushes Game Gear. Uh, I feel like most people. I don't know. I love like retro stuff though, so like I feel like my friend group is not a good one to gauge it off of because we talk about like weird retro stuff constantly. So, uh, yeah, Surf Ninjas is great though. I wouldn't put it in my top 10 of all time, but I do think it's a good movie.
Ooh, Nostru. How do you say it? Nosturefo.
Nostrafar.
That was a crazy horror flick. I
Yeah,
loved it. It's
I
a
haven't
remake.
seen that yet. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. So yeah, I want to see that though. It's on my list for sure. I read the original Frankenstein, which was awesome.
There's a new Frankenstein out I haven't seen yet. I think that's on Netflix too.
There is, yeah, it looks really cool. Yeah, that's on Netflix.
Del
Um,
Toro, uh, Guillermo del Toro is the director, I think.
yeah, yep, yep, he is.
What are
I
some
just
of your?
watched
Oh,
some of my favorites.
yeah, it was just
Top Gun, obviously.
yeah, and I don't like Top Gun. Isn't that funny?
Why? Why?
I don't know. It's now I'm saying it. I feel like it's boring. I try to watch it. I can never watch it.
It's if you read script writing books or like learn about script writing, it's like in my argument is it's the perfectly written movie. The stuff happens exactly when it's supposed to, how it's supposed to. It's the hero's journey mapped out beat for beat. Like you can map that out with like a Disney movie beat for beat, and it's the exact same thing. Like if you do Top Gun and the Lion King, and you just like switch the characters out, it's literally the exact same movie, almost to the page. Like where Mufasa dies, Goose dies. Where you know Tom Cruise has to get back in and fly the plane. The friggin' lion has to come back and take over the kingdom. Like it's literally beat for beat. The lion, it's the same movie. Um, so I think for that reason, and obviously I just love I love the action of it. But I like a lot of. I was talking about this earlier today at my daughter's softball game. I love Val Kilmer as an actor. So like Tombstone's up there for me. Heat I think is a great movie. If I had to go down the Val Kilmer list of films, I think that's a great movie. I had never uh, I had never watched the Star Wars movies growing up because like my dad wouldn't let me. Um, so I
Even though
started
they're
watching those
PG.
recently. Yeah, I know, but he didn't like. He thought that like it would turn me into like a nerd or something. Like my dad's like an old school like Irish firefighters. Like you're not watching that Star Wars stuff. Like he thought it would like
You
make me
want to be
into like
gay?
uh yeah
He,
yeah literally like that right. And so now that I'm older, I'm choosing to be gay. No, but like
Yeah.
I'm watching them and I love them. But I just
Hey,
watched
I was a
Solo. I thought
dancer.
that
I'm
was
not
really good. That
against.
gets
Yeah.
that gets blowback, I guess. Apparently, one of my buddies was like, "You like Solo?" I was like, "Yeah, I thought it was really good." But apparently, that like Star Wars guys, that gets pushback. I don't know. I'm not in on that crew yet.
Yeah, they're like these new ones are absurd. They're absurd. Well, isn't the
Yeah,
whole Star Wars journey
like
absurd
the
if
whole
you really
premise
think
is
about it?
absurd.
Yeah, the premise
Yeah,
is kind of absurd. They
yeah,
just took it too far maybe on the last one. I, you know,
yeah. So I thought it was good. Um, my favorite movies of all time, like dude, I go back to like I think Scarface is so well done, and not just because it's like a mob movie. I think it's like so well written, and I think it's like really well acted. Um, Wind That Shakes the Barley, an old Irish movie, really well done. Man, it's hard. I love movies, dude. I could just keep naming movies, and you probably get sick of it. So.
yeah, me too. Except for some reason I'm stubborn on the Top Gun. I'm just stubborn on it.
I'm not gonna. I like Three Ninjas better than Surf Ninjas, so we can each have our differences too, and that's okay. That's what makes the world a cool place.
Yeah. Oh, I had to look to see my movies. I like keep my Blu-rays that I like. Like
Oh, right behind you.
I love sci-fi, so like District 9 for me is a top one. Have you seen that?
District Nine's a good. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Oh,
Um, I'm
it
trying to think
looks
of the most recent like
I saw
non-Star Wars sci-fi movie I
Project
watched.
Hail Mary is the big one. I read the book first.
Everyone says that's really good. I haven't checked that one out yet. Um, would you consider like I guess District Nine's kind of like horror-ish. Trying to think of like I just watched the movie. What the hell is it called? It was I think it was an early A24 movie, but it was like sci-fi where the government fell and these there were like these journalists driving around the streets of the United States. It was pretty cool. I forget what it was called though. That was a pretty good movie,
Project
sci-fi movie.
X Z was
No, uh, I'll think of it.
it's not a zombie film, is it?
No zombie. Were you were you a Walking Dead guy? Speaking of zombies,
No.
no. Okay, I liked Walking Dead too.
What's a favorite comedy?
You know
Is it
what
like
movie
Arrested Development?
for like a show or for a movie?
Yeah, show. It could be a show or a movie.
uh, Probably Righteous Gemstones. That show like had me friggin' sick from laughing. Every episode was so funny.
I could see
Uh,
that.
Righteous Gemstones was so good. Curb Your Enthusiasm's funny. I like Arrested Development too. I think that's really funny. But dude, Righteous Gemstones like hands down. Like, dude, I would get sick to my stomach. I'd have to like rewind it like 4 times. Like, what did he just say? I
Only
was
he could pull
dying
that
over that
off,
show.
though.
Oh, he's so good. Yeah, that's why it's so good though. Like Eastbound and Down was the same way. Like who else could play that character? You know what I mean?
Even in This Is the End, he plays that character so well.
Same. He plays the same character and everything, dude. Like I have an early movie of his where he's like a karate instructor called The Foot Fist Way. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yeah, I've seen it multiple times. It's wild.
So, yeah, so it's basically him. Only now he's a karate guy. Like he just does that. He plays that same character in in what's uh the movie with Ben Stiller about Vietnam.
Oh, Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. He plays the same guy. He's like the pyro guy in that. He's the same character, but it's so friggin' funny.
When I see movies like Fistfoot Way, I get inspired.
Yeah,
Or like It's Always Sunny, I'm like, damn, I feel like
I
it's
can do this.
challenging, but I was like, we should make a pilot. I always tell my wife, I was like, can I just like film us in the kitchen making dinner and like you're in like a stained shirt and sweatpants and I'm like in my underwear with my belly hanging out and we'll just like won't get the kids in it, but we'll just get the vibe of it and see if I can cut it into
Yeah.
something.
You should just do it.
Yeah, she's not for it.
We'll get an actress to play your wife.
I do have like this idea for a show. It's kind of like Perfect Strangers, but it's me and
Oh man.
I get divorced and I have to move in with my friend who is a cross dresser. Like he does like drag shows, but he also gets divorced, so we get divorced at the same time, and we end up just moving in together above a gay bar. And it's like the
That sounds
challenges of
interesting.
dating, and there's always tension, like where I'm like, does he think I'm gonna like change to go to that side? And like, I've got a couple like scenes scripted
I
out,
think
but I'm like, I don't know if I can pull this off.
I think it works only if you can get the actor that played Balky to be your friend.
Yeah, the cross dressing.
Yeah, he's the Balky. Yeah. I
He's
loved Balky. I love me some Larry Appleton. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a show I like had to watch when I was younger. I was like, oh, Perfect Strangers is on. I don't know
Perfect
why.
Strangers are great.
Laverne and
I love
Shirley,
Perfect
then
Strangers. You know
Perfect
what else
Strangers.
oh man, you know what I love that I always associate in that same kind of thing is Alf. I loved Alf.
Yeah, Alf
I
was
could
good.
watch Alf. I tried to get my kids into Alf, but it's kind of weird now because it's like just the jokes just don't make any sense to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I tried to watch it recently too. It didn't hit
It
the
just
way.
makes it's so weird. But no, I loved it though. I love. What was he from? Melmac, right?
I don't remember. the The Wonder
I think
Years
he's from
always
Melmac.
hit
Yeah.
for me. But that's
Oh,
that
dude, that's
Vietnam era.
that.
That's the music
Yeah,
of it. It just always like hit my soul. I remember
yeah.
just staying up all night, Nick at night, pretending to be sleeping but watching it on my TV, and like I remember crying
Wait,
on the last episode.
that's what I was just gonna ask you because I was heartbroken that he doesn't end up with Winnie Cooper. I'm like, what is that about? That can't be true.
Something about the music too, like it always like get,
Yeah,
brings you to
Joe
like some
Cocker,
yeah.
dude. That's a nostalgic show. You know what my kids watch now that we get them into is Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, my kids like it too. I feel like we do the same
Yeah,
thing. We
that
I
held
try to
up.
like put on something that I kind of wouldn't mind watching.
Oh, for sure. That's the win. How old are your kids?
5, 4, and 10 months.
Oh, 10 months. Okay, so we got a 7 and an 8 year old, both girls. But like, I'm in the same boat, man. Now I'm like, what can we watch that like I also don't mind watching? You know what I mean?
If you're okay with one F bomb and a couple shits, I let them watch Spaceballs.
Oh, Spaceballs would be great. I haven't done that yet, but that would be a great one, and I'm okay with whatever, dude. I showed them Ace Ventura the other night. I was like, we gotta get in on something, you know?
The next one I want to do is and I don't think I'm gonna till they're older because I was thinking Austin Powers.
I think that'd be good. It might be too much like sexual references that they'd be like, "What is going on?" But that is so funny though.
Yeah, and I'm like, are they gonna be like freaked out at like Fat Bastard and Gold Member? I was like, maybe I gotta chill it out on the PG-13 movies. They're only 5. My wife's like, what the hell are you
I
doing
know
letting
we've.
them watch that?
I've had to shut a few off too. I was trying to think of what I did. I put something on, and my wife was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know. I thought it would be good. I'm sorry." It was definitely something that was like way too much. But I thought it was funny when I was, and I didn't remember how bad it was. You know what I mean?
We had to
It was
cut off
something
The
like that though. It wasn't
Simpsons.
Austin Powers, but yeah.
We were doing The
Oh, really?
Simpsons every like once a night, and then after like a week, I was like, my wife's like, you can't play The Simpsons anymore, and they're like, put The Simpsons on, The Simpsons, and I'm like, Homer's like choking Bart. He's like, why is he choking him?
See, that's like where that seems like a safe show to me. That seems like it's a good choice. But then you say that stuff, and it's like you don't remember that stuff. You know what I mean?
And they're like drinking and getting drunk, and like, yeah. Oh, and Bart's being fresh, and they're like laughing and getting it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
this could be bad.
yeah. Oh man, I'm trying to think of the movie I put on for them, and my wife walked in. She's like, "What are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is way worse than I thought it was gonna be." I can't remember what
Step
it was though. It
Brothers.
was something like that though. Oh, that's a good one too. It wasn't that, but that's a good one too. Probably
That's
too
like
much for them also.
unrated, too much.
Yeah, very funny though.
I
Too
mean, we
much
were.
Will Ferrell annoys me though, to be honest. Step Brothers
I
is
could see.
funny, but too much Will Ferrell gets on my nerves. I like him more as like a side character, like even in Eastbound and Down Again. Like he was funny as the car dealer in that. You know,
Yeah. Is that when he's like my
the kid's like
plums?
Elf. Yeah, yeah, they got me in the plums. Yeah,
I like watch those scenes on YouTube when it's like the cutaway, the
yeah,
when
yeah,
other
yeah,
people
yeah.
are breaking because they're doing like improv.
He's saying like crazy stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you ever do
he
improv classes?
no, but I was in an improv show, so I did a for this was early on in my career, but I did a show for 2 years, maybe three, in Boston Theater District. I did a live audience interactive improv show called Fishnet, where I was a tech sales guy in this show, and it was the company's first meeting. And we did a bunch of like improv games. The audience was the new hires. We were the employees that have always worked there. So like we'd walk around and talk to them before the show, and then the show would start, and they'd say, like, "Hey, let's do an icebreaker game. What do you guys want to play?" And like someone would yell something out, and then we'd do it. Um, and then the show was funny because at intermission, this was like the early era of like technology. You could vote on your phone by text message. Uh, the boss would come out and he'd say, "We hired one too many of you guys, so we're gonna have to fire one of these old employees, and they don't realize it yet. Why don't you guys vote? And whoever would get the most votes would get fired. Then you have to like improvise a firing scene of getting fired and like leaving. And I always get fired because I was like the biggest asshole in the cast, which was funny, like purposely. But yeah, so I've done improv, but I never took improv classes. I did it for like 3 years though in this show in Boston Theater District. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I've got to take in some improv classes, and one thing I took away from it was, wow, when someone's good at improv, they're just good at it. Like it's hard to
Yeah,
learn, I
yeah, it's a
feel like.
natural thing. It is. I feel that way with a lot of art, right? Like they they can teach you how to like formulate a joke. They can teach you how to pace yourself, but you can't really teach someone how to be funny. You're either funny or not. Uh, it's the same with like script writing. Like I can tell you, hey, on this page this has to happen, and on this page this has to happen. The rest is up to you. You can either write dialogue or you can't. Like I can't really. It's really hard to teach that. Just like painting, right? Like you can teach someone how to do stuff, but like good painters are just good painters. You know what I mean?
Give me some advice if I was to write my first comedic set. Should I just pull from my life and start there?
Yeah, because like here's the thing, right? And you'll see this if you ever do it and you go to like whatever. So many people are like trying to be funny and are being so corny. Like the one thing that nobody can take from you is like your own experience. So write from your experience, write from stuff that's happened to you, pull from things that you find personally interesting or weird with the world. I think like a lot of people try to write like, oh, this will be funny. Like, and I think that's a huge mistake. I think it's like create the art for yourself and let it play out to be whatever it is. But the only thing you have is your own point of view, which is a real hard thing to find doing stand up because everyone's always trying to be someone else. Like, oh, Shane Gillis did this, so I'm gonna try and do that, or I'm gonna try and sound like George Carlin. It's like, yeah, he was him. Like you
Yeah.
got to be you. So yeah, pull from your own stuff and like
Well, I have my
nobody can copy
opener,
that. You're not gonna.
but I don't have
Okay.
what comes after that.
Am
So
I?
I've saved all my referrals from high school, like all my write-ups.
Yeah.
because they're hilarious. So I was just gonna open up with
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm gonna just read some of these referrals I got in high school, and like they tell a story. Some of them are like paragraphs long, so it kind of just like that's the opener. You know, I could just read those, and I think people would think they were funny. Maybe not. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Then that's go do it. Go try it. See, that's the only way you'll know. With stand up, the only way you know is by doing it and seeing if people laugh.
So I
And
can't
if they
just
do, you
stand
keep
in my
doing it. And if they
basement and be
don't,
like,
you rework it.
can I do like a basement comic set and just put it on YouTube?
You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to stop you.
With can I put
I
like a
don't care what you do.
keyboard with like sound effects and like crowd
Yeah, put
noise?
a laugh track. Yeah,
Yeah,
like a laugh track. And like, yeah, why
I'm gonna
not?
try it.
I'm actually encouraging this idea now because I think that would be funnier for me as an audience when I'm sitting on Instagram and I go, oh shit, he actually did it. That would make me laugh. So I'm going to tell you to do it. Yeah. I also
Done.
egg on really bad ideas, so don't. I'm not a good reference for you.
Have you
If I hear
seen my
something that I think is
YouTube?
bad enough, I will tell you to do it.
Yeah,
No,
my YouTube is just an
just the
external
just the
hard
Instagram.
drive of work. Like there's no F's giving when I hit publish. Like if I made it, it gets published.
It's
So
just
there's some
in.
really weird stuff in
It's on.
there.
Yeah, yeah. I like
Because
that.
when you have 0 subscribers like I did for so long, it was like an external hard drive. I was like, I'm not buying an external hard drive. I'm just gonna put it on YouTube.
I'll just upload it. Upload it to YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then one day you realize, oh shit, this is all like live in the world. What are you gonna do?
Someone's watching this. Someone's watching it now.
Yeah. Who watched Allergic to
Don't you
Cubicles
hope though?
300 times?
Don't you secretly hope though someday someone's watching it going like, what the fuck is this?
I think that's why I do it.
And you yeah, you just got them to watch it. You know, they just watch the whole thing and they're like, what is this? Then they might even be like, honey, you got to see this. What is this? I know I would. Like, if I find something that's like so bizarre and weird, I have to like watch it again and like show other people. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was like the moniker for a while with like when I first started learning how to edit film or even like take, do
Yeah.
projects. It was more like earlier we were talking about a practice in being bad because I knew I didn't know how to use the camera. I was just hitting auto play and like directing people to do stuff and then
Yeah. Yeah,
editing
exactly.
it to in whatever way I could. But
Yeah. That's what it is, dude. I mean, that's, but now look at you. Look where you are now.
yeah, I'm in my basement. Um and I just refurbished my Nintendo, my
Talking.
original Nintendo, so I'm still playing Nintendo, so I'm an adult.
What? How did you do that? How did you refurbish a Nintendo?
I replaced the 88 pin connector that the video games slide into. They get corroded and
Yeah.
dirty, and then I cleaned all the connections on all the games, so now it just like works instantly basically.
Oh man. What's your favorite Nintendo game?
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out's up there.
That's great. Yeah.
Um the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but there's a difficulty factor there.
That
I
game's
still have
so
never
good.
I never beat it.
It's like it's impossible. Has anyone ever beaten it? I feel
They
like it's
do on
impossible to
YouTube.
beat.
They do. And
Yeah.
I watch them and I'm like
I
I'm
feel
going
like
to
it's
try to beat it.
impossible.
Once I get to the nighttime, it's over. It's so hard.
Did, I don't think it's doable. I think that it's is there like a hack? Is there like a hack to do it?
No, people like do speed runs of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Most of the games
That's
I
crazy.
can't
I've
really
never
beat.
come close. I
Yeah,
like
most
Contra.
Yeah, I actually I'm playing the new Contra on Xbox. I'm not a huge gamer. I literally bought an Xbox like a year ago. And it just kind
Yeah.
of sat and collected dust until I realized you could buy like Contra a new Contra game, and that's kind of got me back into the gaming because it was super fun. It's just like
Is it
the
good?
original. Yeah, it's awesome. It's super difficult,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's like long levels. It's like the old game, but with new graphics and bosses, and it's just fun.
That's sick. That's sick. I I'm not a big gamer either. But you know what I loved? This is like like an original Nintendo. I loved Excite Bike when I was a kid. I was like big on Excite Bike.
Yeah, my son loves it. That's like his favorite one.
Yeah,
That and Mario.
yeah, that was my jam when I was younger. Yeah, Mario's great. I play all the. We have the Switch with my girls, and we play all the Mario games because now you can play like multiplayer at the same time. I think we've beaten them all. We don't have any left to play, so I'm gonna try and get them into Zelda now.
Yeah, Zelda's probably my favorite Nintendo game ever. That's probably the one I've played the most
Yeah,
over and over and over again. Even Zelda 2, I
Zelda's
love.
so good. Yeah, Zelda's so good. So I'm gonna try and introduce that to my girls. I think like this week or next week because we're looking for like a new game to play together.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I don't like about new games is how involved you have to be. Like, I feel like it's a full-time job. Like,
What
if
do
you
you
want to
mean?
play Red Dead Redemption, I'm like, I don't have
Yeah,
enough time in
you
my
have to become a
lifetime to do
cowboy.
this. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the open world like it's super cool, but like as a casual player, it's like almost overwhelming, right?
Yeah, and if you have ADHD, what do you end up doing? Just running into mindless fields trying to catch bugs, and then for an hour goes by and you're like, wow, I didn't even do any objective to move progress in the game, and now I lost my horse. What the fuck do I do now?
That's my problem with those games too. I'll play it for like 6 days straight, and Karen will be like, "Have you done anything?" I'm like, "No, I've just explored. I've done no games so far."
I've
Yeah,
smoked cigarettes, I found some whiskey, I've like killed
yeah.
like four people and robbed them, and now I'm like wanted in every county. I can't progress forward because I keep going
I
to
have
jail.
I have 4 new hats. Like I would always get the gear. I would always have like the sweetest gear.
Or I'm just at the point where like I tried a war game and I'm like, I just don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to
Well,
be
you can't play
stealthy and I just
online
keep
anymore
getting
because
murked.
like you can't play online because now everyone that plays is like they're fucking in it. So like you got to just do like the single player. Like I could turn on like a Call of Duty game and I'm dead. Like this, I turn on, I'm dead like instantly because like I'm not. Those guys play 24/7 nonstop, and I just don't have the commitment level for that.
I did get into Fortnite for a little bit. I thought that was pretty fun.
Did you? Is it? I don't know. I don't get
Yeah.
that yet, but maybe
It's
someday
kind of like
girls will
Call
get
of
that.
Duty
Yeah.
except for like it's like characters. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
basically launch into a big map and it gets smaller every couple minutes and you got to be the last one to survive. But
Okay.
yeah, the
I'm down
peop
for that. I could
yeah,
do that.
it was a learning curve though for a while. But like with
Yeah.
everything, and now I don't even play it. It was like a month, and then I
I
learned
know.
how to play it.
My
What?
life is filled with uncompleted hobbies.
Yeah, I feel that. So that last, I watched the film you shared, which was kind of like a horror psychological
Oh,
thriller.
cool.
Um,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
released yet, so we don't have to talk about it. But is that the main
Yeah.
genre that you like to act in now?
So yeah, it's that's in festivals right now, and I'm actually using that as like a proof of concept for a 3-part horror anthology feature length project that we're shooting uh, uh, at the end of summer, right in Worcester, uh, called "The Hours That Keep Us," which is kind of 3 stories all tied in at the end that are all about time and the different ways time is manipulated, and hopefully it's like at the end of the day like a Alfred Hitchcock sort of like Twilight Zone type of thing. But
Because,
yeah,
like, as a filmmaker, that's really what we have to rely on: good writing and simple cinematography. Because we're not gonna be able to go get CGI and, you know, the concept has to be like around the characters, right?
for sure. Yeah, I think it has to be super character driven. Uh, and the cinematography, like you know, we shot those on Arri Alexas, which are like Netflix approved, really expensive cameras. And I just when I shoot a movie, I think I want to tell it. I want to tell it narratively, but I also want to tell it visually, and that's what I try to do in that iteration of Solus. We had a short budget on that, so we could do what we could do. But I think in this next I've been writing it over and over again. This next iteration of the project, I think, is going to be really something really cool. We have some super cool talent involved too. I mean, speaking of retro people, we have Zach Ward from A Christmas Story is going to be in that playing my brother. Um, we have some super cool people involved in the project.
That scene in the living room with all the golden hour light coming through the blinds, was that lit from the outside or was
Yeah.
that actual sunlight?
No, no. So that was lit from the outside, but our light. So that was shot at the Whitcomb Mansion in Worcester, which is directly across the street from the auditorium. It's that big sort of stone mansion that sits on the hill there.
Hmm.
And they have a porch that runs around the entire first floor. So we took sheets, a black curtain, blocked out the entire porch, and then used our own light to light through the window. So it was made to look like sunlight, but it was actually lit all by us. It was all artificial lighting.
Now that you say that, it was pretty evenly around, but it just was a beautiful effect. Nice work.
It is cool. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, it was a really cool shot, and I thought it came out really well. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was all lit by us. And then upstairs at night, all those night scenes were shot by us too. So we built a false window on that wall, and we lit through the false window that we created to make it look like street light, kind of like moonlight coming in through that window also. Um, so yeah, all the lighting was created by us.
Do you rent the Ari or did someone own it?
Yeah. No, we rented that. We rented that.
What's the worst camera you've ever filmed a project on?
Oh, dude, I mean,
iPhone?
like professionally,
Yeah, like you're like, oh,
or
let's
just
just
for the
let's
shit
make
of
this
it.
project. We're just gonna use this Canon. This is what we have.
uh, we did do like I did. I don't. None of the projects that I've put in festivals have been shot on anything less than like cinema grade. But we've done behind the scenes stuff on Canons. I've shot uh, TV pilot concepts on Canons. We've done a lot of field stuff on Canon. I probably a Canon would be the worst thing that I've used for anything professionally. Like if you look at some of the PTS stuff, that's on a Canon. But most of the stuff I'm using is like a Black Magic or an Ari, um, or like a Sony.
Man, well, do you usually direct or produce? So you usually have a cinematographer operating camera, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the
Yep.
learning curve is if you like rented a Ari Alexa and you got your lens and then you
Oh,
like turn it
dude.
on and you're like, what's going on
It's
here?
infinite, right? Because it's infinite because the scenes that you're shooting. I mean, the cinematographer that you hire too, which was Steven Schloss on Soulless, uh, is responsible not only for the lensing and sort of operation of the camera, but the cinematographer truly is in charge of the lighting of the scene also. So they're the ones, you know, working with the lighting department to say hey, we're going to shoot through this window, it's going to peel in here, and they work with the director to collaborate. Like a lot of the shots that we have in that movie were Stevie and I collaborating on how do we make this feel uh anxious? How do we make this feel like something's not right without saying it? So we open on a shot that's from here to here. That's a really weirdly framed shot. So right off the bat, your mind is something's fucking weird here. That's not a normal thing to be looking at. Um, so yeah, cinematographers are uh, if you want to have a project and you want to do it well, that's a super key component that you have to have is someone that knows how to light, knows how to lens a shot, and also knows how to come up with shots that are in line with the story that you're trying to tell.
Yeah, that's a challenge, I'm sure. And it's
It
like you
is
can
certainly
try
a
to
challenge. Yeah.
draw inspiration the night before, maybe watch like a Hitchcock film or something. The masters, you know.
No, I mean, I mean something that we're shooting at end of July, early August for the hours that keep us, and we're already framing stuff out like that because you want to be able to get on set and have that all done so that when you show up it's like game time. It's not like, hey, what do you think about moving the light this way? It's like you don't have time to do that because when you're rolling, especially in projects where you're raising money and you're submitting to festivals and you have investors, um, you gotta get it done in the time period that you have. Like you may only have that house for a day or two because you're paying them, right? So you can't be really like jerking around going like, hey, what do you think about hanging the curtain over here? It has to be like, we're getting in, we're blocking this window out, here's how we're doing it, go do it, you know?
Let me ask you. So let's say you're filming in a house
Yeah.
and you're gonna then go to
Yeah.
let's say a drive-through fast food restaurant, and you're gonna come back to the house. You probably would film scene 1 and 3 back to back, and then go
Oh,
shoot
for
scene
sure.
2, right?
Yeah, so everything's shot way out of order always because of locations and times, and like, it depends how big the crew is too, right? Like sometimes you have sometimes you have an entire crew shooting the drive through while you're shooting at the house, right? So you can have multiple teams working for you. Bigger film sets do that all the time. What we typically do is we will have, that's a first AD, they're called, like a first assistant director, and like a line producer get together. You give them your script. They break it down of how many days is going to be a shoot, who's needed on which scene, because it depends on a lot, right? It depends on location. It depends on talent availability. Depends on like time of day sometimes, right? But you're always shooting out of order. Like you don't just show up at the script and be like, okay, let's go top to bottom and run through it. Um, it's like even reversals of shots is an entire, so like in the therapist's office, right? When you're looking at the therapist, that's an entire different setup, lighting, sound, equipment, than it is when you're looking at me. So like we don't even shoot that back and forth. We shoot everything this way, all of the shit. Then we have a complete reversal of set. Then we shoot everything back this way. So
Will
in
you
movies, when
talk?
you're seeing cuts back and forth, that's
Will
not
will the actress be there while you're shooting your scene so you can go back and forth, even though is just on you?
sometimes. Yeah, sometimes, other times, no, right? Sometimes when I'm directing a film, I have someone that looks like me sitting in the chair and they're reading the lines, and I'm behind the monitor watching the scene, directing the other actress. You know what I mean? Um, Other times I am in that chair helping her. Sometimes there's no one there at all, and you're just running they go, do your line again. And you go like, it was your dream, not mine. Okay, good. Say it again. It was your dream, not mine. Okay, look that way and say it. Okay, slow it down. So you might do the same line 50 times, and then in the editing booth we take and we go, this one looks the best. Her eye line's right. She said it at the right pace. Let's throw that in the movie. So yes and no. Sometimes, but sometimes not. Lots of times not. It's not like a play. You know what I mean?
Have you ever done any plays?
Yeah, I did that audience interactive thing. I've done a handful of plays. I did a play in college, but it's way different styles of acting than film acting.
So what was the first piece you did to get your SAG card started? How does that work?
So
It's a,
it's weird. So a SAG card's a catch 22. Um, you I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
no, I'm just listening.
So so you have to have a speaking role in a SAG movie to join SAG, but you have to have your SAG card to get a speaking role in a movie. So it's like it's really like a catch 22. I got mine in 2006 on a movie called The Game Plan, um, where they handpicked me and another guy out of we were just background, and this happens a lot on film sets. So like if you want to be an actor and you get in the background, like I've seen it happen dozens of times now where they go like, hey, you come here, hey, say this line, and then you say it, and then all of a sudden they're like, here you go, sign this paperwork, now you're going to join SAG, and then
These
before you act again you got
pretzels
to join SAG.
are making me thirsty.
They dude, done, you're in SAG now, right? So mine happened on The Game Plan, and from that I've had some cool roles in some other big projects too, but sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It was shit luck. It had nothing to do with skill. I think it looked like me and that guy looked like a father and son at the time. They just grabbed us and they said, "Hey, you two guys are father and son," and they threw us in there. So,
And
yeah,
community
I've seen
theater
it
too,
happen a
right?
lot where
If
they
you do community theater, you could get your SAG card started.
maybe, maybe I don't know about that path.
No, well, I got a SAG card, but I only did Busch Gardens as a dancer, and I did Foothills Theater in Worcester.
Oh well, Foothills is not community theater. Foothills is professional theater. That's
Oh,
equity, isn't it?
yeah. Okay, so that's why I got it.
Foothills was yeah. So Foothills was equity.
Oh,
They
okay.
were professional acting.
So I'm not crazy.
So
All right.
no, because there's another sort of like backdoor through SAG because SAG and AFTRA were two separate unions when I started. You had to have a SAG card and an AFTRA card. AFTRA was like television and radio. There was a third union called Equity, which is theater. Now, if you join Equity, I think you can also join SAG. Uh, I don't know if it's vice versa though, but Equity is able to join SAG for sure. So that's probably how you got it because Foothills was Equity. You can't do like Worcester County Light Opera on Grandview Ave and get a SAG card. You have to be in a professional show. And I think, did you do multiple shows or like multiple days? Because I think Equity is an hours thing. I think, and I don't know because I'm not Equity,
Yeah, I think
but I
that
think it was
I
like you had to
remember
be in.
that. I
I
wasn't
think
in
it's
the
like X
union,
amount of shows.
but if I had
Yeah.
continued that career, I needed to get a certain amount of hours, and then I was in.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's how it works. And then at a certain point, you can cross over and say, I'm Equity now. I want to join SAG also, because SAG covers not just actors, but it covers dancers, theatrical like performers. So like it covers all sorts of stuff. When you join SAG, you have to say what you are. You have to say like I'm an actor, I'm a dancer, I'm a voice actor, whatever it is. You know.
Well, I don't want to keep you longer. I think we did a good hour 20 right
I'm
there.
happy too, man. That was an hour 20. Oh my god,
Yeah. I don't know what the hell we
that's
talked
crazy.
about, but
I don't know either, man. Now we're in the spin zone for a little bit. A lot to
cuz
catch up on after 20 something years. Yeah.
yeah, and it's a weird like there was a 3-day weekend. I'm foggy. I
Yeah.
don't know about you. I'm like but
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
I was like I don't want to miss this opportunity to catch up either. So I was like whenever you want,
No,
I'm
I'm pumped,
down.
dude. I appreciate it.
Do you
Appreciate
do,
you having me, man. That was great.
Yeah, awesome catching up. I'm looking forward to seeing more work you got going. Always hit me up if you need an extra. If I got the bandwidth, I'd get on screen and you could kill me. You can do whatever you want with me. I have no boundaries, dude. In the film, not
Dude, when we shoot in August, you should come down and do a live podcast from the set. That'd be fun.
yeah, that would be cool. Or like we just do like a 1 hour film, like meet up, shoot a bunch of scenes in 1 hour, and then see what we can edit.
A 1 hour film. That's a new challenge.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't gonna be pretty.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, like raw, like real. Raw. We'll get like someone with like a VHS recorder on their shoulder.
We recorded on a on a blank VHS tape.
Yes, and then we'll
Yeah.
just transfer it to digital and chop it up.
If you can transfer it, I'll play that game.
Yeah, I actually have a VCR right here. I like recently digitized an old VHS for someone, so I got the setup. Dude,
I think
VHS looks so bad.
here's the deal, right? We shoot it on VHS, we transfer it to digital, but then we only release it on VHS.
And we just leave it in coffee shops around Worcester.
Yeah, yeah, with no with like it just says home movies on it.
Ooh, with a QR code taped to it. And when they click the QR code, it goes to a paid site and they have to pay $50 for me to digitize it so they can watch it.
Fine, but I want in on the money.
Yeah, 50-50, dude. Ooh, we'll write snuff film on it too. Exclusive
That's
Worcester snuff
hilarious.
film from 2004,
That's
Seclusion
hilarious.
Behind Holy Name.
With girls you know, it says on it. Yeah.
Girls, you know. Oh man. Ooh, well,
That's an
the
ending right there.
the QR code will actually track their IP address so that the date of the video will update to what year they graduated high school. Class of 2012 snuff film. Girls you might know.
Girls you know.
Girls you know. Yeah, not might know. Girls you know. Could be your sister, could be your wife. All
Can the
right.
video just be an hour of you breakdancing?
Yeah, I have go to my YouTube and check out my Versace Yeezy Vans collab. It's just me dancing for 2 minutes and
Ah,
um,
I love it.
keep sharing stuff
I'm
with me.
in,
I
dude.
love
That's fucking
consuming
hilarious.
stuff people I know make. Like,
Of course, dude. Of course, man. Same. Yeah, I'll always share your stuff when I see it come up, dude, and like pumped you're doing this. And I think we have a funny project at the tip of our fingers here.
yeah, maybe it's like a monthly check in for 15 minutes. I do want to make an offshoot of the podcast because what's happened is I text people audio messages now, like people I've caught up with that I'm like
Yeah,
in
yeah,
contact with. And I'm like, oh, I
yeah.
should just do an audio only podcast of all my podcast guests and the messages we share back and forth. Cause it's always like funny little
I
hey, I got an idea, you know?
love that. I love that.
Yeah. And I want to get Louis Lou on a
Cool,
like
brother.
15-minute because he has a funny bit.
Yo, let's get him.
He made his kids Polish kielbasa and pierogies. He's Spanish and his wife is Irish, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
wouldn't eat them, so he was calling them something like ravioli and hot dog. He was like, "Oh, I made my kids pierogies and kielbasa," but we told him it was ravioli and hot dogs, and they ate it. And then he came up with some like
Dude,
Polish Spanish name for it, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! This needs to be a 15-minute podcast by Louis Lou and Rich Marks."
dude, Rich, my wife gets so mad at me because I do that. So like, she'll make like waffles, and the kids will like eat them. Then the next day, I'll be like, "You want me to make Dad's special waffles?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I do the exact same thing she does. And they're like, "These are so much better than Mom's." She's like, "You're such an asshole." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I did the special waffles," and she just gives you the regular ones. So like, but it's no different at all. I just call it like Dad's special grilled cheese, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so much better than anyone else's."
Why do kids do that? My kids do that. Like my wife will
I
make them
don't
noodle
know.
soup. They won't even touch it, and it's noodle soup. It's not. It's like
Yeah,
broth and
yeah,
noodles. And then a couple days
yeah.
later, I'll make them noodle soup, and they're like, can I have another bowl? And Cassie's like, what the hell? You know, I made the same thing for you. I was like, but you didn't make
Yeah.
it like Dad.
It's the art of the sale. We're sellers, man. We've always been sellers.
Yeah, it's like I'm always kind of like reverse psychology on these kids. Like I could get them to do what I need them to do
100%. hundred
sometimes.
percent. Like, oh, this is gonna be Dad's special trip. We take them to like the gas station. Like, that's the best. Yeah.
Today they were crazy. I'm talking crazy. Like I'm like, what are they on right now? And my wife's like, and I was like, don't even worry about it. I got them for the rest of the night. And I was like talking to them, like everything they were doing was the best. Oh, you guys are so calm. Why don't you do gymnastics? I'll put the mats out. They were like gymnastics fighting like crazy, running into walls.
Hell yeah.
And like my daughter had a rough day yesterday. She like literally has scraped feet and like a busted toe
Oh
because
Jesus.
she was running barefoot on
Oh my God.
concrete twice, not one time, twice, and just like scraped her
Yeah.
whole foot
Yeah.
up. And today they're
Oh
just like
man.
on a whole like hyper level. They were boxing with my wife's brothers, so they're like into fighting and doing gymnastics. And I'm like, yo, all right, I need to like reverse
I love
psychology
it.
them hard. And after like 20 minutes, they were starting to be like, what is wrong with Dad? What is he like? What is he talking about? We're acting crazy. So
I love it, dude. I'm pumped, man. Let's stay in touch and dude, I think that idea is so funny.
leave it up to me to be on such a high note to end the podcast and then end it with just like a rant that has no virality at whatsoever.
You put two guys with ADHD unmedicated onto a podcast, we'll talk for 6 hours. I want to do the longest. What's the longest podcast you ever did? Let's do a podcast marathon one night where we just do like a 24-hour podcast, me and you.
Oh, and just me and you, 24 hours straight, but we're bringing in previous guests and new people, all the like, and then when they're like,
100%. And girls you know.
and they're like, oh, we gotta go. It's like 2 hours, bro. 2 hours. That's it.
What do you? We got 22 more hours to go. Yeah.
Coffee, wine. Do you are you a gummy guy? Do you smoke the ganj?
I could. I mean, probably for something like that. Why not? Right.
I don't. I'm
That's
like I
probably how
have.
we met.
Yeah, I know. It's like I can't even eat a half a gummy. I'm like one. It like wakes me up and I get
Cook.
too creative and I forget that I'm like an
Yeah.
adult. And then it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
Edibles
man.
crush me. Yeah.
But since I haven't in like 10 years plus, I was like, oh, should I do it on the podcast one day?
It would be fun.
I think
You gotta
so.
do it like you gotta do it like an hour before the podcast though.
But I'm like, sometimes I don't know what to say now because, it's pretty new for me. I'm just like, imagine I was just
Yeah.
blank staring at the camera for 30 minutes.
It'd be funny if you had the right guest. You could have a guest that knows you well that would like be able to adapt.
Maybe I want like 6 guests because that way,
Yeah, a panel.
yeah, the panel.
Yeah, the panel of the edibles. We all take one an hour beforehand, and then we just let it ride.
And I won't. And I'll tell everyone I did just so I could egg
Oh, you're that
everybody
guy?
on. And there's like a disclaimer that comes up like, warning, warning, Rich Marks did not eat his edible. Like,
Did not do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Conan had me, I love Conan. He had me cracking up the other day because he did a whole episode on why he's been treating the cannabis gummies that his coworkers gifted him as like a chore and he still hasn't taken them. He's like, yes, I haven't taken the gummies yet. He's like, why do I look at it as a chore? He's like, I got to put it on my schedule. And they're like, dude, just take one like in the afternoon. Don't make a big deal out of it. And he's like, I don't know why I'm making
Yeah.
a big deal out of it. Like, he's
But
so
I am.
eccentric.
Yeah.
But that's how I am too.
Yeah,
Like, if
yeah,
I
he's
had
so
gummies on
funny.
my desk, I'd be like, I can't take these today. When am I supposed to eat these?
See, my thing is like it's not making a chore out of it. It's just I hate doing what people. If someone tells me to do it, I won't do it. It's like, oh, you got to take that gummy. I'm like, I'm not ever gonna take that thing. It has to be like my free will and choice to take it. Like I would have to go by them. It's like, hey, I want to take one for this, or I just won't do it. I can't do it if someone's like, you got to do this. Then I never do it. Like even I'm that way with movies too. You're like, you got to watch this movie. I will refuse to watch the fucking thing. I just can't do it.
What's the next movie you watching?
I'm defiant. Dude, I don't know. That's a
Odyssey?
good question. Uh, I want to go to the theater and see the new Mortal Kombat.
I didn't even know there was a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it just got into theaters, dude. New Mortal Kombat. There's a Street Fighter coming out. I'm definitely going to see Odyssey also, but I think before that it's going to be Mortal Kombat.
I think I'll do that too.
Hell yeah, yeah.
All right, we'll have to get back and do like a movie review of it.
I'm in, dude. You just let me know when, man. You got my information now.
Well, let's sign off if that's cool. I'm much
Yeah,
appreciated.
it's cool
Thank you
with
for
me.
coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I love what you're doing. Keep it up.
Thank you, brother. Thank
Yep.
you.
And just keep your computer open for a couple minutes so the footage can get backed up.
Yeah, downloads.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good, brother.
Have a good rest of your week, man.
You too, man. Take it easy.
All right. See ya.